TV shows. You probably have some that you like, you probably have some that you don't like. But today I really want to talk about a TV show that I don't like. Stranger Things. There, I said it. I'm going to have my home rated tonight. Put down your pitchfork, Kathleen, or more likely, your name is Kyle. I feel like this show is loved by pretty much everyone whose name starts with a K. This is my personal opinion, and good Lord help us all, I'm going to catch some flack for this video, but this is why I hate Stranger Things. Let's get straight into it. I personally hate about 92% of the writing of this show overall, and like, I don't know, 50% of the dialogue. 50% of the dialogue in this show is just dumb. It's just stupid. How do some kids, that mind you haven't even graduated high school yet, and I know it's one of those suspend your belief moments for the fact of the show because the show has to happen, but please explain to me how some high school children beat Russia. The literal secret army of Russians underground. I mean, seriously, can somebody explain to me how they did it? I'll wait. I'll give you a minute to try and figure out how they did it. Okay, no, they didn't explain it in the show? Yeah, I didn't. Oh my gosh. Now, my brain is far from being fully developed, and I definitely do some really, really stupid things, and I also have my fair share of acceptably bright moments, but like, I couldn't even begin to find the Russian base. Why were they even looking for the Russian base? Like, oh, this is gonna take a while. Another big complaint I have about the writing is none of these characters are realistic, not a one of them. And again, like, it's for the show, but holy cow, do these characters make some dumb decision. Example, let's not tell people about the giant monster that's going around consuming half of the town. Doesn't seem important at the moment. Also, during season 3, they literally bring the Mind Flayer right to Eleven. The person that, mind you, the Mind Flayer is trying to find desperately, they just bring him right to her. Seems like a good decision. IMO. They had literally no purpose to do that. Really, really solid character decisions made in this show so far, I have to admit. Oh, and also, why did Eddie run out there? I mean, seems like a great decision to me. I don't doubt that would result in it. Crap. Like, the entire show is just characters trying to advance the story. And I know that that's okay in some instances. I know that things need to happen in order for the show to happen. But it's like, it's not characters making good decisions that to further the show. It's characters consistently making the worst decision possible. I almost knocked over my green screen. That was really bad. And I want to clear something up. I do not hate the writers of the show. I hate the writing of the show. I love the writers of this show, and I personally think that they got roped into a bad deal when Stranger Things got so popular. I also feel bad because I just can't imagine the pressure that they're under of like, okay, we need season 5 done, and if you don't finish season 5, we're going to kill you. Okay, I'm done with that argument, done with this segment, on to the next one, no time to waste. So if I'm not already dead by the time you see this because an angry mob has broken into my house and sacrificed me to the Stranger Things cult, and I'm certain I'm getting a visitor tonight because of this point, I really dislike all of the actors and actresses in this show. All of them come off as, like, if you've listened to any interview, all of them come off as cocky. All of them. Except for Caleb McLaughlin. He seems like a really chill dude. I feel like me and him would get along together. I feel like we'd bond over something really, really weird and specific, like building custom keyboards. Now that I think about it, David Harbour's also a pretty chill dude. I wouldn't mind talking to him at some point. But that's not the point of this segment. But like, I can't like the actors that think they're great. And don't get me wrong, none of them are like awful actors, but some of them are bad. Some of them I just really don't like. It might be partially the writing, but it's also kind of the way the characters are handled. I just don't like a lot of the characters in this show. Case in point, Millie Bobby Brown, aka Eleven. While I do think that she is a good actress, she did a very, very good job playing Enola Holmes. I really, really like that movie, and I really, really like the job that Millie Bobby Brown did with the character. However, we're talking about Stranger Things, so I'm going to leave that Netflix movie for another video. I don't think that Millie Bobby Brown is as great of an actress, particularly in the role of Eleven, that everybody thinks she does. Everybody treats her like she's an absolute genius who is playing such a horribly difficult character to master. when in reality you're playing a teen that had some slight daddy issues, and that's at the core of it. That's pretty much every teen character in any teen show ever. She just handles scenes really, really weirdly. That's partially Eleven. That's partially the way Eleven's written, but it's also partially the way she acts Eleven. Like, she acts Eleven, in my opinion, amazingly in season 1, but then it's like in seasons 2, 3, and 4, completely different. Just gone. All character continuity, gone. Forget it. Whatever. Also, Hopper. Very overrated character. I like David Harbour. Again, I said that earlier, but oh my gosh. The Hopper stands drive me insane. Like, he literally did the bare minimum that any character could do in season 4, and yet people still love him. He did less than pretty much any other character in the entire show. Yeah, I get that he was in prison, okay? Plot does not excuse how dog crap his character was in season 4. He didn't develop any in season 4. I mean, the rock that existed in the Upside Down developed more than stinking David Harbour's Jim Hopper did in season 4. I gotta stop bringing David Harbour into this. David Harbour's a cool, chill guy. I just really hate the character that he plays. Like, in season 4, his, in my opinion, only purpose that he really served was, ooh, season 4 ends now because they killed this cool CGI monster in the Russian prison. Again, highly trained Russians, small town cop. Now, be honest, we know which one of those would win. We know who wins this fight. You still think Hopper? Okay, enough with this point. On to the next daggum. The final character I really, really dislike in this show, Mike. Mike Wheeler is annoying, entitled, and honestly, he's a piece of work, and for the most part, kinda a jerk for a lot of the show. I could literally only stand him during season 1. I'll come back to that in just a minute. I could only stand him during that part, but the rest of the time he was on screen, it was like, someone please stop. I just think he was annoying. Like 90% of the time he was on screen except for season 1. Mike kinda also, in my opinion, underwent the character kinda sorta 180s from season 1 to season 2. Like, he just felt like such a different character to me, in my opinion. Enough of that. Stranger Things acting equals bad. There you go, that's that entire segment summed up. Now, it's time to really pull that wool over your eyes and confuse you, because I actually love this show. Let me clarify, by the way, that was a joke. I do not love this show. However, I love a particular part of this show, and I love particular parts even through the horse crap story that season 4 and season 3 are. I still think there are some amazing parts of that. So let's get some positive things out of Stranger Things to round up this video. First of all, the CGI in the show is amazing. It's incredible, especially for a Netflix show. It's some of the best CGI I've ever seen, particularly the Demogorgon, like, I believe it was a one-take. The Demogorgon one-take fight in the Russian prison, I think, like, in the middle of season 4. Really, really good. Holy crud, that was annoying. Really, really good fight scene and CGI scene overall. Like, it was so impressive. Also, the whole Mind Flayer battle, end of season 3, really good. Didn't see a single shot that anything looked weird to me. It looked really, really good. And not all of the amazing CGI scenes are monsters. Like, there's that incredible shot at the end of season 4 where Elle takes the helicopter down. And while I was watching that, like, I knew kind of what was coming, but when she did that, I was like, oh, I mean, they died, but that was pretty cool. Rest in peace, Helicopter Pilot 1 and 2 and Helicopter Sniper Boy. Truly an awesome, awesome shot and sequence. Probably one of my favorite of season 4. However, I think that the CGI in this show is really outshone in every other sector by the monsters in this show. I mean, every single monster in the show looked so good and looked like it would actually come from the Upside Down. And I dare I say the monsters looked, and you'll hear more about this in just a minute, but dare I say the monsters looked scary, particularly the Demogorgon looked scary, and the Mind Flayer at the end of season 3 looked really, really scary. Like, all of those, very, very good. Hats off to the CGI. Now comes the final and most important part that I want you to take away from this video. I actually love Stranger Things Season 1. I actually love Stranger Things Season 1. I know, the video's titled, I Hate Stranger Things. Just calm down, please, I'm begging you, calm down! I think that Stranger Things Season 1 is an amazing teen horror show that does something that Seasons 2, 3, and 4 can't do, and that is develop characters and be scary. I wasn't scared a single time in Season 2 and 3, and I was scared one single time for like 5 seconds. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, my camera batteries just died and I kind of lost all momentum and now I'm a little sad. But this show is still really, really good in all of Season 1. Pretty much everything makes sense that needs to make sense from a story perspective. Characters still make a couple dumb decisions. Rest in peace, Barb, you will be forever missed, even though you will probably get brought back in Season 5. The show as a whole made sense, or at least as much as a teen sci-fi horror show can make sense. Tension was actually existent in this season. It felt like there were stakes in this season. It just feels like Seasons 2, 3, and 4, the stakes have been, oh, something might happen if they get out. And then for like 30 minutes at the end of Season 4, you're like, oh, something could happen if they get out. But like, honestly, nothing really happens unless I'm remembering incorrectly. Very little actually happens. Like, a couple people die and a few people go missing. Don't get me wrong, a couple people dying and a few people going missing is not good. I mean, to be completely honest, Season 1 did happen because one kid went missing, but at the end of Season 4, it's like, oh, so the build-up for 4 seasons was just that a few people die and a few people go missing. Kind of a little anticlimactic, if you ask me. And also, acting was at an all-time high for these actors. I felt connected to the characters and didn't want to see any of them die, which is really weird because you would think the younger the actor or actress, the worse they are at acting, but I mean, look at Alfie from The Creator. 10 out of 10 acting from a literal child. I felt connected to these characters and I really didn't want to see any of them die. Again, rest in peace, Barb. You are forever missed, and again, you're probably coming back in Season 5, but I will still miss you and you will not be the same. Also, I think the show hadn't taken off in Season 1, so Netflix wasn't quite so overreaching into the it feels like the amount of producers on this show has just shot through the roof significantly since Season 1, and that's generally, for the most part, in my opinion at least, a problem when you're trying to make a show that's original and fairly creative. I personally, and this is going to be one of those weirdly quotable moments, I personally think that success of a TV show or movie or franchise reduces that movie or TV show or franchise's risk-taking, and I hate it. And to wrap this all back to The Creator, that's why I'm really glad that The Creator wasn't a box office success, because I would cry if a sequel of that movie was made, because I would think that the story of the first movie... Good gosh, this is a Stranger Things video, I need to get back on topic. Stranger Things is a perfect example of success equals less risk when it comes to storytelling, and sometimes risk is bad with storytelling, but sometimes it's amazing. And oh my gosh, they haven't risked anything in the last 3 seasons. Holy crud. In the end, just like Queen once famously said, nothing really matters. I hated Stranger Things, and that is okay. If you like Stranger Things, then that is awesome. Don't let me crap on your enjoyment of a bad, in my opinion, Netflix show. I'm sure that Queen said that at some point. Don't let people ruin your enjoyment of something. If you love Stranger Things, cool. I don't know why you're still watching at this point. I personally didn't like it, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like it. Just don't pull up to my front door tonight. Please and thank you. I sleep next to a shotgun. Let me know why you either liked, loved, or hated Stranger Things in the comments down below. Comment the bagel emoji if you're still watching me rant this late in the video. Why are you still here? You could be doing so much better things with your time. You could be starting a business or getting your grades up in math. I struggle in math. I friggin' math sucks. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go take a nap now because my head severely hurts. I think I'm having a migraine.